What's up, trickers? We are back with another video, starting off with a suggestion from Misha that I forgot to do last week, so we're adding it in at the start of this one. It's Iron Man up, double full down, which was just super weird. I kind of did it, but just kind of had to move on because I was getting super lost. So back on the double full shuriken cutter grind to hopefully make my shurikens look a little bit better. They weren't working quite as well as they were last week, but I drilled out a few more of them and moved on to the shuriken cutter turbo and then to the shuriken, and I pumped out heaps of these, really just trying to make it a proper shuriken, because Damon replied to one of my Instagram stories saying that it looked like Shuriken Cutter Crash Moon or something, and I don't know, it got to me a little bit. I was like, I really just want to get a proper shuriken. I kind of had to keep going back to Shuriken Cutter Turbo just to make sure I was still doing it properly, and then when I tried to get out that last hook, I'm just not rotating around enough to actually get it out properly. So definitely a lot more work to be done with these, but I put in some good numbers this week, and I don't know, some of these look like they're getting a little bit better. Finished off with just doing one more Shuriken Cutter Turbo before moving on to wrap full swing cork. Trying to get some icy corks out of the wrap full just to see if I can get good control for the dub cork, because last time I tried doing these, it was just going all over the place. I couldn't really land the double cork, which is silly because I can stomp it on ground, and it was my first 1-2 setup. But I think just doing stuff off the air track, you need a little bit more control to make sure you're consistently putting your foot in the same spot every time. But yeah, we're trying to go for the trip full. Moving on to dub 10s, I wanted to do it just straight to one sting mat without prepping it to soft mats, because I haven't done that for a while. I didn't really like the angle, so we switched it up to here so you can see how I'm kind of twisting around my head, and then we go back to this angle because I wanted to show like how it's not as good of an angle, but I couldn't land it. Wanted to see if I had enough power for a quad. Pretty big session for skills, really. I was just sending it. I think I'm pretty much just sending all the big tricks that I kind of want to be sending at NZTG. The quad full was feeling really scary and not rotating enough, but we managed to squeeze one out to my feet. It was more of a 3.5, but I'll take it. And Misha also commented saying full at NZTG question mark. So I did some more double open tucks just to keep the power up. Moving on to the palmy session, Damon wanted to see me do a snapo on floor. So last palmy session I threw because I was just doing this one combo for ages that wasn't really working and I couldn't land it, and I did not want a repeat of that, but I did want to do the snapo. But yeah, I was just really battling to land it. I don't think I'm turning my hips enough in the start of it, or something like that. Something's going wrong, but yeah, we finally landed it. Took way too long. Swiftly moved on to some more creative combos because I just needed to do some stuff that I was gonna land and have a bit more of a positive vibe to the whole thing. I think I just need to do more sessions where I come away from it feeling like I accomplished something. And so bit of a creative one here. B-twist, vanish 9 hyper into full shuriken twist. Stomped it there, pretty happy with that one. Tried out some more of these cheat double 7s, carry through Gumby, and I just wanted to finish off with cork rodeo, something simple but keeping it clean. I really want to be able to do 7 double Gumby, back handspring, double backflip, but I always go wonky out of the Gumby. Anyways, dub full hyper hooks have been feeling really good, probably because I've been doing the dub full shuriken cutters off the air track. So now dub full hyper hook just feels really nice on floor. Finishing it off with a 1-2. For some reason, I was just traveling forwards in the double cork, so I think I just needed to keep the momentum traveling a little bit. But we eventually stomped it. Not super clean, but clean enough. I wanted to do the same combo to gain a switch shuriken cutter, but when I was drilling the G switch to shuriken cutter on its own, it was not feeling very powerful at all. Sometimes if you don't commit to something fully, it just feels like it's not going to work. So I tried to do something different, 1-0-1, and this B twist vanish 9 as well. Pretty easy to do out of the hyper hook, and then have a bit more control for the shuriken cutter at the end. I just hate doing cheat 9s into hooks and combos because it's so overused. But I actually did get the gainer switch shuriken cutter. It's because someone put on some DGD, so I had to do it. On to the right leg training session, trying to drill the Webster switch. And I'm using this entry that Levi used in one of his combos, starting with a Webster switch. It is really hard though. I don't know what to do with my arms. I was trying to do different things with my arms to get more power, but wasn't really working. But we carry on with the front swing theme, doing some nice side swipes. And these raise punches are not feeling very good at all. I think I need to twist more out of it to get myself in the right position, but yeah, when I was trying to do these punch shurikens, it was just like atrocious. Tried some of these GMS things, but I was just putting my hands down. Eventually I'll just get a bit stronger and do that without the hands. And then went back to default mode with the wrap full spam. Going through all the variations, that D-leg felt pretty good. D-legs definitely come a long way from the wrap full. Tried some wrap full crowd awakeners for the first time. Couldn't land it. Bit of a tricky one. Wrap dub feeling strong. Pumped out the snapo. I was going for wrap dub D-leg there, but kind of hard to see. The hyper's working pretty well. And eventually, I wanted to just do some big dubs and start thinking about the extra twist for trip. And then I accidentally just sent trip without really meaning to, and that just kind of allowed me to start sending trips purposefully without being scared of it. I think the same thing happened when I was trying to learn triple cork. I was just doing really big double corks, or just thinking about doing a really big double cork, and then I would accidentally go for the trip, and then that would be like what allows me to start sending trips with purpose. Got super close to the wrap trip, but had to call it quits. It was getting pretty late. Moving on to the left leg training session, drilling out the Gumbies. Still want to get Gumby triple cork, because I just feel like that's just GOAT status. Gumby trip cork. Drilling out the double corks here, getting a little bit better. Pretty happy with how I'm rotating these and starting to swing my leg slightly higher. I had this idea for training double B twist. Just from like standing upright, so I don't know if that counts as a double B twist. I feel like that's how lots of like Japanese trickers do it. But it allowed me to do, you know, like a standing double B kind of. Doing some master scoot spam, going through all the variations. I find it hard to swing my leg very high out of the master scoot. I kind of rush it a little bit too much and don't get enough height for these variations, but not looking too bad. Not a lot of power, but we're working through it. Going for the shuriken cutter, had to clean it up a little bit, and we take those. I was really thinking about keeping my arms to my chest in these dub cork variations, because I always just let my arms flail out to the side when I'm landing stuff, and it kind of cuts my rotation short, so I was trying to keep them in. These D-leg twists I was really happy with, because usually I just can't figure out how to do them consistently, but I did 3. Doing some dub cork hypers, thinking about that hyper hook, going for the sheep shearer at some point. Was only allowing myself kind of 3 goes on each skill. Landed the trip cork, or the 2.5 cork. I've done gainer switch trip once on the air track, so I really want to do it again, but ever since I had my little knee injury, I just haven't been the same. When I'm going for these swing through trips, I just do not have enough power swinging off my leg, on the air track at least. Wanted to see if I could swing better out of cork. But yeah, I'm just still lacking a bit of stability on my left leg, I think, to be able to do a swing through trip cork. I should probably train more variations from swing through, but I'm just a bit too lazy for that. Maybe I'll do that next week though. Catching up with Misha's suggestions, he wanted to see dub croc off the air track, which I wasn't really sure on how to do, so I had to message Damon. He gave me some tips, so I think I'm doing it right here. But when I start going for the dub, it kind of just starts turning into a wrap instead of a croc. But yeah, that's as good as we could get it. Next up, we have some more classic tricking combos, starting with Daniel Graham with the clean icy kicks. I was thinking, you know, maybe this will be a little more simple for me to try, and I need to work on my kicks, so this is a nice little combo to work on. I wanted to try keep up with the same speed that he does his kicks with. It was really tough though, and I'm not really good at jackknives either, so trying to keep up the speed and the technique. But you know, I have no martial arts background, so this was as tidy as I could get it, but any tips are welcome. Moving on to Donovan Sheehan with this nice creative combo. Yeah, just keeping it a little bit easier with the classic combos this week. Giving myself a bit more of a chance to keep up with the quality with what these guys trick with. Because, you know, tricking is a growing sport. There's lots of people getting into it, and, you know, sometimes that just means that, you know, people aren't tricking with quite as nice quality as they used to, which I know a lot of trickers don't like, but, you know, the more people you have, you know, there's going to be some people that are good, you know, have more people that are better at the sport, and you're going to have more people that are just learning the sport and doing their best, you know, just learning off clips online like we all do. But yeah, got pretty decent quality there. I'll take it. And then here we have the Goat Brothers themselves. Cheat 7 dub, front swing raise, shuriken cutter. I knew I could do this. The only question was, how well could I do it? Could I keep up with the standard of these two pioneers of the sport? I just spent lots of time doing it. As soon as I did one shuriken cutter, I just wanted to get it cleaner and cleaner. Regressed a little bit. Had to go back to the cork, getting frustrated. Every time I was landing a clean shuriken cutter, I was kind of stumbling out of it, which I didn't like. Just makes it look like sloppy. I just wanted to do the shuriken cutter and stand there nice and still without stumbling over my feet. And you know, I think I'll take that. We have another suggestion from NimNim3311 who wanted to see hurricane or 1080 front swing raise. I knew this was going to be a bit of a challenge as my hurricane is kind of trash, but you know, if I could land on one foot, I could do a carry through Gumby. So yeah, kind of had to compromise and just go for the carry through Gumby, swing cork. I felt like I was getting some decent power out of the Gumby from kind of training it a lot, so wanted to go for the dub cork and then got stuck on this for a while. Yeah, just kind of trying to copy that Guthrie combo where he does hurricane, carry through Gumby, swing trip cork. Maybe once I get better at Gumby and hurricane and trip cork, I'll be able to do that combo, but for now, we're just fumbling around, doing a nice low quality hurricane to a low quality Gumby to a decent enough double cork. So yeah, took that. And then one more comment suggestion from Jen Schulz 8369. Wanted to see J-step, cork, swing 9, vanish, raise, skip, TDR, Valdez, punch, ... Wanted to finish off that combo with a snapo, full snapo, because I've been struggling with them. Thanks for the great comment suggestions this week. I had some really good training sessions because of them, so I appreciate you guys. Please leave a like and a comment on anything else you want to see me do, and subscribe. I will see you guys again next week.